folks, hello. So we're going to be going into Epic React modules. So I decided that for the rest of the sale, I'm going to do a live stream every day about each one of the modules. So I'll just give you a deeper dive into what the module includes and stuff like that, and then let you ask any questions. And so just for however long those questions make sense, and it makes sense to dive into the modules. So should be fun, I think. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it. If you do want to ask questions, then you're more than welcome to do so here in the Discord. Go to kcd.im/discord. Follow along with the bot to make sure that you're going to keep this place as awesome as it is. And then go to Epic React Livestream questions if you want to ask any questions. If you're watching the recording of this, sorry, I'm not, yeah, you won't be able to chat in here except during live streams. So I've got a bunch of live streams coming up. If we go to EpicReact.Dev/live streams, then you can see them all right here. And I even spent a bunch of time making calendar templates for Google Calendar. So if you wanted to remind yourself there, or of course there's the ability to set a reminder so you can be reminded on YouTube. So anyway, lots and lots of live streams coming up. It's going to be great. And in addition to all of these, I still am doing my office hours, which you can learn about here. So feel free to join us for the office hours as well. Okay, cool. And then just don't miss out on your chance to save 30%. We've got a couple days left on this. Here it is. 3 days and 23 hours left on 30% off. And then we're going to drop down to 20% for the rest of the sale. So don't miss that. It's there's a lot of stuff in here that you don't want to miss. So good stuff. All right, sweet. So what we're talking about today is the React fundamentals. So this first part is just a welcome to Epic React. We're actually considering maybe making this free, or maybe at least that one or something, so people get an idea of what this is, because everybody's comparing this to online courses. It is not that at all. It is much bigger than anything else that you've ever seen on the web. For teaching pretty much anything, it is big, and there's a lot of stuff in here. So this is why we call it Epic. So yeah, fundamentals, we'll dive into that. So each one of the workshops has a welcome video that talks about like what you can expect and stuff like that. And shows you, okay, here's how you get things set up and whatever for this workshop. And then we start into the exercises. So here we have the basic hello world. And I'll show you these in a little bit more depth here in a little bit. And then intro to raw React APIs. People love this one. This is one where especially a lot of people who've been using React for a long time, this is something that everybody skips over in the fundamentals when they're just trying to ship stuff, which is understandable, but it really limits your capacity to be effective at using React. So that's why, yeah, we've got the intro to raw React APIs. So that one's cool. I'll show you that here in a little bit. Using JSX, that one's also very fun. A lot of people skip over the fundamentals of JSX and they just kind of hack at it until it works. We don't do that. Creating custom components, yeah, there's a ton of stuff in here that you learn as well. We talk about prop types as well. We start without the prop types package, so you understand how the prop types package works. Yeah, lots of like deep fundamental stuff. We go back to React create elements, so raw React APIs that, spaced repetition, stuff like that. It's good. Yeah, it's really good. Then styling, of course, we're going to show the style prop and class name. And then I guess I'll show you this. So we spread a couple of these breaks videos into every workshop. I don't know, for those of you who have, oh, here, I was editing my site. I need to commit that really quick. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, so let me show you this, what the break time thing is all about. I love this. These are great. So, it's important to take breaks as you're going through this stuff. And so I record these videos where I throw in random dad jokes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, these are fun. So yeah, I go to icanhasdadjoke.com and we just read dad jokes together. And sometimes Cody the koala bear, no, Cody, koalas aren't bears. Sorry, it's a hard habit to break. But Cody the koala will read the dad joke to you too. So those are fun. I like those. So enjoy those. And we dive into forms because you need to know how to do forms on the web. And this stuff is I've heard from quite a few people that jumping, like, all of this stuff is, things are going pretty good, and then you hit forms and you're like, ooh, wow, and that's why we threw the break in right before it, because it is a little bit of a step up, but it's good stuff, and you can't really get through very far on the web without understanding forms. Then rendering arrays. This is one of the few areas where React's implementation details kind of leaks out of the abstraction, which is a bit of a shame, but it's not like, it's one of those things that people will skip over when they're learning, and they just say, oh, I'm supposed to put a key on here, and I don't know why. And so here I explain to you why the key is necessary and how you can actually leverage it to do some interesting things. And then we have an outro for every single one of these workshops as well. So that is what we cover in here in React Fundamentals. Lots of really cool things. And yeah, the repo is open source. So if you haven't gotten a license and you want to just dive in and see what things look like, that's totally cool. You can do that. More than happy to have you do that. That's why it's open source. You can also contribute. We've had a bunch of contributors who are awesome, so thank you to those people. Yeah, a lot of contributors on this one, and yeah, it's been awesome. Let me see. There was something else I wanted to mention. Oh yeah, so we've got React fundamentals.netlify.app. Will take you to the production deployed version of the workshop. So you can actually jump into here and like read through the background. Like, these are basically a blog post, each one, and with runnable examples. You can't see the code in here. You'd have to go back and forth. So I recommend you just install it locally and get things running locally. But yeah, that's basically it. I think that's probably all I'm gonna dive into by way of introduction of what's supported. Yeah, there's so much stuff in here. Did you know you can use the arrow keys, so left and right? If you're not like focused on something that has focus, if your focus is just on body, you can use the arrow keys to go back and forth between these, which is kind of cool. Yeah, fun stuff. All right, cool. So that's pretty much all that I wanted to show you for this. If you have any specific questions, then I'm going to jump into the Discord right now. So let me know what questions you have. It looks like nobody has questions right now, so this might be a really short one. But yeah, does anybody have any questions about you? And you can ask anything. It doesn't have to be necessarily about the React Fundamentals workshop. And I know that you're like 15 seconds delayed from my live stream, so I will continue to wait. And you know what? While I'm waiting to just see, if nobody has questions, that's fine. I don't care. But I'll just wait a little bit longer. And while I'm waiting, we're going to go to I Can Has Dad Joke. What do Alexander the Great and Winnie the Pooh have in common? Same middle name. Wait. Oh, haha. That's good. I had a rough day, and then somebody went and ripped the front and back pages of my dictionary. It just goes from bad to worse. Aw, that's funny. Why can't eggs have love? They will break up too soon. Why can't a bicycle stand on its own? It's too tired. Haha. Great. Have I slept? Charlie wants to know. And Jens or Jens, sorry, you can correct me. Want to know how I'm doing. Yeah, so I'm doing great. Things are going great. The launch was a little bit rocky, but it was a little rocky just because there were so many people who wanted this, which took us all by surprise. So that was great. Yeah, so I'm doing fine. I've slept. I'm starting to be able to sleep until my alarm. I woke up at 6 this morning. So my alarm goes off at 7. So that's better than 5:30, which is what I've been doing a lot. Where's my rocket? So Charlie, let me see your roles. Yeah, you've got EpicReact.Dev, but you never got the Rocket. I'm guessing you did the integration when the Rocket was or the Discord bot was having problems, but I fixed it just last night. So if you go to EpicReact.Dev/Discord and do the connection, it should work without a problem now. In fact, I'll do it right now, and we'll see if it works for me. Please work. It's going, it's syncing, and boom, it worked. Okay, good. So that's good news. Good stuff. So yeah, hopefully that works for you. And I already have the Rocket and stuff, so I didn't need to worry about that. What does my JavaScript level need to be to start EpicReact? Great question. So if you go to my blog, and I have for some reason these got out of order. I don't know why, but the blog posts are all like in a weird order. I've got to fix that. I think I might know why, actually. Maybe I'll have to take a look. Anyway, yes, JavaScript to know for React. Here we go. So that will give you some examples of different features of JavaScript that I use a lot in React, and I use these features in my in the workshops. And so if you don't have if you see these and you're like, what the heck is that, and you don't understand it, then you can still buy EpicReact right now. It's a great discount. I would strongly recommend getting it if you want it. But I would recommend waiting to actually go through it until you feel more comfortable with the features that are on this page. If you are comfortable with those features, then you're good to go. And you don't have to have any knowledge of React before you start, period. It's so big that it covers total fundamentals, basic stuff for people, which is what I reviewed earlier, all the way to really advanced stuff, which we'll talk about in future live streams. Okay. Another question, will I update the course regularly? If yes, will I also release change logs? Oh, that's an interesting idea. So I updated testing JavaScript last year. I plan on updating it again. And when I did, we didn't really have a change log, but I did a video that walked through the whole thing and showed, okay, yeah, I changed this is the same, stuff like that. That's probably what I'll do. It's easier. It's sometimes very difficult to create a change log. Maybe it's not that difficult. I just have to take notes as I'm making changes, I guess. But what will probably happen is I will, in the event of an update, like React Suspense in particular, will probably be updated first. In that scenario, then I will work on branches, and when it's all ready to rock and roll, then I will move that branch over to master, and you can do a diff. Probably wouldn't. I'm not sure if that would be super helpful, but maybe. Yeah, and so I suppose I could put together a changelog or something. Yeah, so testingjavascript.com, it says updated for 2020. It was updated at the very end of 2019 for 2020. So it's going to be updated at hopefully in the next couple of weeks. I need to do the updates. And it will be updated for 2021. So that's what that means. Okay, sweet. Hi there, Maxim. Just want short explanation what my streams are about. Oh, yeah. So my streams are about all sorts of things. Coding, mostly. Today, it's you can scrub back and you'll see what I talk about as an overview of the React Fundamentals workshop on EpicReact.Dev. But I also do live streams of me coding. Recently, I haven't done a whole lot of that because I've been focused on this EpicReact.Dev launch. But yeah, you can look back on my YouTube history. Sometimes I'll want to do a live stream, but I don't really care to record it. And in those situations, I'll do it here in the Kent Live channel. I should actually make it so people can't join these because there's no reason to join these. Let me do that right now. Yeah, member. You can view the channel, but we can't connect. There we go. And notify, can't connect either. There we go. So I need to fix that up a little bit so that that happens automatically. So I guess they're already connected. So that won't happen anymore. But yeah, so when I go live, then I will go into here and I'll notify people that I'm live streaming. And but sometimes if I want it recorded, then I'll do it on Zoom so that it can get recorded and people can watch, and we'll have a direct feedback back and forth. It's cool. Okay, cool. What's the difference with the Egghead course? It's huge. There's huge difference. So Egghead course is older. The beginner's guide to React is actually quite good. It was pretty recently updated. I don't expect to need to update it anytime soon, unless something really bizarre happens. The biggest difference, I think, is this is exercise based and the other is just a bunch of videos that you watch. And one of those is going to help you with your understanding, comprehension, and retention better than the other. So EpicReact is very focused on your comprehension, understanding, retention. And then there's just a silly amount more content on here than there is anywhere else. So that's the biggest difference. The forms we fill out, what I learned on, available. Nah, yeah, so they're not available. So if you want to have access to those things, then you'll need to copy those somewhere, because when I do this for my workshop, sometimes people will email me after and I can send their responses to them, but now there are thousands of people going through this stuff. I can't scale. I can't make that work. So yeah, sorry. You'll have to copy paste it somewhere else. You don't even have to fill out the form if you don't want to. You can write your own notes somewhere else. But it is important that you do elaborate on what you learn. And just to be clear what we're talking about, at the end of every one of these exercises, there's a form that I take you to where you can fill out some answers. And most importantly, you write down what you learned so that you remember it better, because this science tells us that is a thing. So so you could take notes somewhere else. You could write a blog post. That would be awesome. If you wrote a blog post at the end of every workshop, that would be great. So yeah, it's good stuff. While I'm here, take a look at this. This is part of what I show in EpicReact. You notice that when I highlight something, my cursor doesn't move with the thing that moves, and the highlight goes away. And that's when you don't use a key. And if you use an array index as a key, same problem. But if you use with a proper key, then not only does the cursor move with the input, but also the highlighted range is updated as well. And in the workshop, I teach you why that is, and you'll understand it. So that's fun. Did I receive any hacked over spammy PRs on any repos? Yes, so many. Ridiculous number, and lots of them on these workshop repos actually, which is just such a shame. Please don't do that. It is not helping open source at all. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. We didn't put a lot of thought and effort into this page because it's something you're just there and then you're gone. So yeah, there are easily some problems there. I can take a look at it though. That's one of the few things that I have worked on is this in the Discord integration. Everything else, the whole platform, is not anything that I've worked on. But this is one thing that I worked on. I actually didn't build the page, but I can make changes to it and stuff. So I'll take a look at why that's happening. Will I do one of these on my one wheel? Maybe. I don't know. I guess I could. I could do like a Q&A or something sometime. I did, if you look back on my YouTube live streams, a couple months ago I did a live stream on my one wheel, and that was kind of fun. So yeah, I mean, if you want to, it's kind of fun. Okay, hey there, Lawrence. Oh wait, skipped Kevin, sorry. Having a hard time tracking my progress in EpicReact. Yeah, so that actually was implemented, like keeping track of your progress and everything, but apparently I haven't kept close track, but apparently there have been some bugs there, so they're working on those. That is definitely, I think they removed the feature. They're going to fix it and then they'll add it back. So that's definitely a plan. That's something that we want to do for sure. The best way to approach the workshop. What the videos first and exercise. So I talk about this in the setup. I explain the best way to go through this material. So make sure you watch this. Don't skip that. It's really important that you watch this. And like you can do the example run through. But basically, I suggest that you watch the intro video here. So we go here. You watch the welcome, get everything set up, and then you watch the exercise intro. Then you go and you work locally on your machine. You do the exercise, and then come back here, watch the solution, and then go back and continue within that exercise file. Continue and go through the extra credit, and then watch the extra credit. And you can do it a couple different ways, actually. You could watch the intro and then do the solution and all of the extra credit, and then watch all of the videos, or you can space it out and just do the solution, then watch the video for the solution, then do the extra credit, then watch the video for the extra credit, then do the next extra credit, and so on and so forth. So it kind of depends on what you want to do there. Okay, cool. Yeah, so when I do it in my workshop, we don't have the flexibility for me to say, okay, do the solution. Okay, once you're done with that, now I'll go through it. Now I'll go do the extra credit. Now I'll go through it. Like, that's just too much back and forth. And we often don't have enough time to even go through all the extra credits. So you're getting more than you would if you were in a live workshop. And so, yeah, the way that I'd recommend it is what I said. And you can kind of choose which of those approaches work. And yes, I did create a video, yeah, as mentioned earlier. So watch those intros and that example run through. Working on fundamentals now. Awesome. Very good. Yeah, you should be solid, Charlie. Again, is working on it now. Very good. Thanks. Consider making other courses. So I definitely have on my mind other courses to make. Like, you can look at kentcdodds.com/workshops. And this is all my remote workshops that I can give. I have material for that I can give at a moment's notice. And so if we look, we've got testing, and this is testing JavaScript, a lot of it. I don't have any of the like smaller ones because those are, yeah, I guess testing fundamentals, yeah. But yeah, I can give any of these at a moment's notice, and this is testing JavaScript basically. And then the React stuff here, this is EpicReact right here. And then JavaScript right here. I've got 3 JavaScript workshops I can give at any time. And so that's kind of the next thing that I want to do is a JavaScript course like EpicReact. But I have so much more that I want to add to EpicReact that it'll probably be a long time before I add just basic JavaScript, HTML and CSS as well. But yeah, that's kind of my breeding ground for things that I create here is I give actual workshops to make sure that the stuff works and that what I'm teaching is going to work. And then I'll record it later. So as far as like back-end stuff, I'm not really a back-end engineer. I do a lot of Node stuff, and when I was at PayPal, I did plenty of back-end. But I never really enjoyed it. I always kind of asked for the front-end stuff. So it's unlikely that you'll ever see a back-end course coming from me. Not because I couldn't do it, but because I'm too busy doing other things. So, good question though. I know EpicReact repos are open source, but I'm not understanding 90% of it. I could not afford EpicReact because I'm unemployed. Yeah, sorry. So, you know, I do try to do as much as I can to help people in your position. So all of the blog posts and the stuff is open source. I understand that you may not be able to follow it perfectly well. It is intended for actual instruction. I can't just give out free licenses all the time. We do have a sustainable business, and I'm also not the only one who, like, Egghead takes a significant cut out of every sale. So I can't just give out free licenses. Sorry. Does the course cover TypeScript? No, it doesn't, not today, but that is probably the next thing that I'll do. So if you're interested in that, then watch this page, because eventually on here you'll see 2 new workshops. One is TypeScript or React with TypeScript or something like that, and the other will be build React applications with TypeScript, where we'll refactor the Bookshelf app to TypeScript. I need to add a part 4 because there's a part 4 on Epic React, which is build React applications, and it's the testing stuff. So I need to add that eventually. Yeah, so we'll have 2 workshops on TypeScript eventually. Oh, and Kevin answered that. Thank you, Kevin. Is it possible to handle state using only HTML files with Unpackaged without JSX? Yes, it totally is. You want to do it? Let's do it. So we'll go to, let me think the easiest way to do this. JSBin. JSBin is nice, nice and easy. So here we'll just add a script tag, script with the source. Oh, for goodness sake, I don't want to type all this out. Hold on a second. I've got a gist that has all of those URLs and everything. I'll find it really quick. Whoops. Or actually, no, I've got a blog post that I could copy and paste this from. Super simple start to React. Here we go. Click to reveal the final version. There it is. Boom. So I'll copy this and stick that in here. And get rid of the JavaScript. We don't need that. Okay, so now we'll have our script. And yeah, let's see. Here, we've got our root. So root document get element by ID root and root, or here, let's do our yeah, I guess React. Oh wait, we got React DOM render. Whoops. Yeah, who cares? We don't need that. Sorry, I totally spaced that we had this. Huh, that's weird. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's kind of odd. Okay, so let's make a component. Here, I've got a counter in here actually. React counter. Boom. We'll stick this right there. Bum-ba-da-dum. We're using state. So that is possible. Totally possible. In fact, I wish I could show it to you because it would be cool. But it's a Christmas gift that I gave my wife a long time ago. And it's like one of those things where my wife doesn't like people knowing much about her. And so I'm not going to show it to you. But I made this app for my wife a few years ago for Christmas. I just updated it to be React. It was AngularJS before. And the whole app is inside an index HTML, just like this. The whole thing. It's using React query, prop types. Actually, I don't think I'm using prop types. It's really small. I don't need prop types for that. Yeah, React query. It's using, here, I'll pull it up over here. I don't want to show it to you because, like I said, it wouldn't be, let's see. Just so I can tell you what libraries it's using. Okay, so in here we've got React, React DOM, Babel standalone so that we can use JSX, Kai, which is a HTTP library. It's actually pretty cool. React query, React virtual, React error boundary, and UUID. All of these have UMD modules, and so we can use them really easily. If they had technical, like actual ES modules, we technically should be able to use those too. But yeah, not everything's totally working great with ES modules right now. But yeah, anyway, you can build like real apps, like legit apps. This thing serves a purpose. I use it every day. It's amazing what you can do in an index HTML file. I really don't think, like lots of toy apps, you don't need to add a bunch of tooling, like create React app. Like people complain, oh my gosh, it's like 300 megabytes to do a create React app. Well, then don't do a create React app. Just do an index HTML. Like if you're so bummed out about 300 megabytes, then you're probably not building like a legit app, right? And so if you're not building a legit app, then why are you downloading 300 megabytes? I don't know. I don't get it. So anyway, index HTMLs are the bomb. I love that. Thanks for the question, Raphael. Let me go on a bit of a tangent thing. Okay. Using Notion is cool. That's great. Nice. Is this public? Well, that's cool. That's interesting. Can you like, I don't use Notion much. I use it because Egghead uses it to manage everything, but I don't understand it very well. I'm very confused by it. Yeah, that's awesome. Very cool. Creating blog posts after each section might be good. That's great. Yes, it's absolutely totally cool if you make them public. Here's the rule though. Make sure that it's very clear that the examples that you're using, if you're using my examples, make sure it's really clear that those are my examples. You didn't come up with those, because otherwise, like, that's not cool. So yeah, credit where credit's due, and absolutely 100% write blog posts. You will learn better that way. So I strongly encourage that. Yeah, just like you said, add credits to the course. That's perfect. Yeah, this is great. Thank you, Marco. Does EpicReact include topics from advanced Reacts like HOCs? Yeah, absolutely. Preful, I'm not sure if that's how you're saying him, but if you go to EpicReact.Dev, then you can see all of the stuff that's included, and it's a silly amount. And if you want to dive in a little bit, like get a high-level overview of what's included, then definitely take the tour. I've got a deeper dive tour on my YouTube channel I uploaded a few days ago. But yeah, this will give you an idea of what's available on EpicReact. It is a lot. So yes, this is not just beginners. Today I was talking about beginner stuff, but yeah, there's a lot more that EpicReact has to offer. So, okay, cool. That was fun. Thanks everybody for the questions and stuff. Thanks for hanging out with me. I will be back tomorrow talking about our next workshop here, which is the React Hooks workshop. So look forward to that. We've got lots of fun things to talk about. And yeah, that's going to be it for me. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all on the flip side, or whatever the kids say these days. Bye.